up?
Ah!
Good evening. Wait. Who's in the comments? Is that? Oh, okay. Yoda Man. Hello, Mighty the Armadillo. Hello to you.
Yoda
Bat
and
Mike.
Mike.
Hi there. I know. Probably oh my gosh.
I was just waiting for Say Wong to be in
This
there
is
to
too
talking
long. Thank
smack
you.
again.
I was like, Say Wong probably thinks we're not going to start for the next 5 minutes. I'm going to go in there and give him sack in about 5 minutes. But guess what?
Right.
We started on time.
So take that, Say Wong.
Hello, good evening, everyone. It's Metso and Van here, your host for Saber Rattle. Vire Sabers is good morning to Australia. Yes, good morning. They are, I think, like 7 or 8 hours. But you add 24 hours and subtract like 7 or 8. That's what I do in my head. That's how I do the math of their hours there. So it is like later morning for them. So good evening, everyone. Welcome to Saber Rattle.
I'm going to guess that's Yoda Man that's in Australia.
Ooh, possibly. So hello, Duran. Hello. Welcome in. It's good to see all of your names. Did you have a good week, sir?
I think so. Sometimes it's just a blur. I don't even know what I do.
And actually, it was funny because I was so tired earlier. My mom and I were driving to a birthday party that was about 45 minutes away, and I was like falling asleep on the way. And then on the way home, I was still exhausted, trying to I was recounting my yesterday with her, like my Saturday, and I was like, I can't remember half the day. I can't remember what I had done next. I was like,
just on cruise control all day long.
Yeah, pretty much. But it was a busy but good week.
You know what was really cool, and I was very excited about that happened this week?
What is that?
We just premiered our brand new show on Saturday.
Yeah, we did. House manager said, neither do we, Ark, know what we're doing.
Thank you. I don't feel quite as bad.
Yeah. So yesterday we had a brand new show, Saturday Morning Nerd Out, that premiered. It's on 10 a.m. Pacific and is where 3 or 4 of us of the hosts on the channel get together and we talk about headlines and reviews and nerdy things we want to tell you about.
It was fun being on a different show with you. I'm so used to doing this show with you.
This and occasionally after dark I'll hop on, but this is the main thing you and I are on together. So I was like, this is so different. We can just talk about it together.
So yeah, that's definitely a great show. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, make sure to check out our lineup. We're doing original content 7 days a week now and 2 shows on Wednesdays.
I'm just glad I'm not on every single show because I'm not sure I could take it. No, we have a lot going on, guys. We have shows, like you said, every day of the week and 2 on Wednesdays. Those are both live streams. Monday and Tuesdays are our only upload days. Right. The rest are all streams, which is really, really cool and exciting. And we've got one other show that's kind of in the really earlier pre-production stages of it.
That's our D&D show. I'm so excited about that.
It's not exactly D&D, but it's something similar. It's an RPG playing game.
Right. That's more accurate.
Yes. And so,
hey, before we get too much further in, I want to remind people for this month and next month, everything on our website is 20% off. We are doing a fundraiser right now, and if you could put that link down below to let people know about that. We are trying to raise money for a wheelchair for a gentleman, one of the producers named Jon. He's been fighting with the insurance companies for a couple of years. He's had this wheelchair for 15 years, so they don't even make the parts for his wheelchair anymore. He's got to buy an entire brand new wheelchair. So Kyber Cave is in the running right now to try to raise as much as we can. We need to raise about $14,000 for the wheelchair and for the adjustments that he needs to make on this wheelchair to make it fit his body type. So by simply going over to kybercave.com, spending money on anything, we've got saber socks and earrings. I've got Jedi bottle openers over here, not to mention fantastic sabers. But anything you buy on the website, 20% of all of our online profits are going to be going towards helping Jon get a new wheelchair. And if you just want to spread the word about that as well, check out that GoFundMe, help Jon AKA AbiliTVs get a wheelchair. Please just let other people know about it, or if you can contribute, that would help out a lot too. Okay, I have spoken.
Said your thing. So also don't forget, guys, that we have Graveyard, who is a host on our show. I'm trying to find the link right now. Here it is right here. If you go use KyberCon 3 currently at this moment on his website, you can actually get a percentage off, and it actually portion of it also goes to Jon.
I know I need to go order my shirt tonight from him.
Yes, and if for some reason you are not and you don't see it in the live chat, the link for the store kyberkiv.com is on our link tree, which is posted in the description, and the GoFundMe we have set up if you want to just straight donate is also in the description down below.
Woohoo! Thank you. All right, now we can move along with the rest of our beautiful show.
Along with what?
Nerdy news.
All right, so for the nerdy news, there's me looking good now. Just warn you, everybody, next week when you see me, I will be back to brown hair.
Are you going to change the little icon to brown hair on there?
Yep, it'll be back to. Part of the reason is when I dyed the red, the black on here, there was some red and it interacted kind of with the black and it turned to green in the front. And I know I look young. I look like I'm 22, but I have tons of gray. And the semi-permanent doesn't quite take to the hair, so I'm going to do permanent brown. But so you'll see a brown-haired nerdy news lady hopefully next week if I remember.
All right.
All right. First in the news, Marvel Make Me a Hero. Marvel Make Me a Hero teams up with the Wounded Warrior Project, and they take veterans and those who are doing like a positive impact in the community, and they have an artist make them a superhero. And it's actually a series. So if you want to check out the information on that, that is in the link below. I thought that was a really cool thing. It's actually been going for a little while. I had never heard of it, and I went on the Marvel website and found this on there. So I thought that was really cool to like tell people about and make sure that they learn more about that. Next, we have the Hasbro Tusken Warrior. It says Warrior on the website. Figure was revealed and more. I thought that was kind of fun because we have our friend Alan Fernandez, who is a Tusken Raider in the first Star Wars New Hope. So he can get a little version of himself in a sense. So if you guys want to check that out, that is also in the description below. You see there's a bunch of cool things there. Lego, jewelry, sock, the Mandalorian socks. Mandalore, I'm kind of like, if you guys want to know what we thought about Mandalorian, you can actually check it out on the Nerd Out, which is our new show, Saturday Morning Nerd Out. Yeah. We actually talked a little bit about what we thought about the show and everything. We went over Ant-Man. We went over the Aquaman 2 screenings, what everything was going on.
We didn't even make it to the Oscars. That was one of the things we were supposed to talk about.
Funny. I figured you guys were talking for a while. I had to bow out halfway through just take care of some family stuff. But it is a fun show. So don't forget to tune in every Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific. All right. Yeah. So we also have a wonderful producer. I was getting ready to say
slices. He dices. He chops crap up.
He dices. He is our producer of Artie.
Are you okay? Are you on crack right now? What is going on?
Not
James
yet.
Kaiser, aka Darth Cephalus, our fantastic producer for Flow of the Show, who brings us a fantastic flow artist every week. All right, anything else?
I'm tired. This is like that loopy tired you get where you can't think clearly and you're kind of like, oh. like when you had too much coffee but you're like exhausted. Right. Yes, James Kaiser is our producer of Flow of the Show. So without further ado,
who's our artist tonight?
Lucas Knab.
Lucas Snap?
Lucas Knab.
Lucas Knab. All right, give it up.
All right, so that was pretty interesting, yeah.
Oh, that was a lot shorter than most of our segments are. Wow, that was crazy.
Yeah, it was really interesting to make it look like it was moving, not really moving, like the way he was moving his hands around it.
Well, there were some times he had his hands completely separated. I swear there was nothing
Yeah,
touching
I
that
think
ball.
it was an illusion and making it look like his thumbs were actually like squeezing like on the back to kind of hold it there. But it was really interesting. It's really, really hard to see anything. It's really, really cool to see that. I really enjoyed that. And that was really interesting. So if you guys want to check out that video and more below, you can see the link to that video in the description.
Excellent.
So thank you so much, Mr. James Kaiser, aka Darth.
And was it James Knab?
Lucas
Knab.
James,
that was fantastic.
Man.
I blame this on you.
It's fine. I'll take the blame. I'll take the blame for all the good stuff too.
Right. Well, that's true. You are the brains of the organization.
I told Tyler you'd say that.
It's kind of the truth. Speaking of which,
yes, we have a guest tonight. Would you like to introduce our guest?
I would. I am very excited about our guest that we have tonight. This guest has been on our show before. The last time he was with us was episode 54, and we're at like 136, I believe.
Yes, that's tonight.
That's tonight. So it's been like a year and a half since I talked to this gentleman. The first time I talked to him, he had said it was his very first interview. He was a little bit nervous, but he made it through. He did okay. So he is back again. I am excited to find out how much growth and what has happened to his company since then. So with no further ado, please give it up for Mr. Tyler Babcock of Vire Sabers.
Oh, hey, yo! I was interested in the video. I was like, oh, wow, that's a nice saber. And then
that was a nice saber. How you doing tonight?
Not too bad.
Is that a Jedi robe or a bathrobe? Like you're just coming out of showers or Tatooine?
I got this for Christmas. I'm very happy with it.
So how you been, my man? It's been like a year and a half since we've talked.
Oh, yeah, it has. I don't know. We've been busy.
Yeah, that's great. I love it.
I got to tell you, I was super nervous for our first interview. And after tonight, I will have doubled the amount of interviews I've done. So we're going to have a good time. I know.
You're moving up in the world, man.
I am.
So the last time I talked to you, I think we were just coming out of the pandemic. So I know when I had talked to you last time, like, we had talked about a little bit about the history of Vire, like where it started, when it started. And you had told me like you had just started Vire like a month before pandemic happened. Yeah. And then all of a sudden everybody's locked up indoors. What's it been like now that you've been able to come out of your cave and see real people again?
Honestly, I probably see people less now because this is my full-time job now, so we pretty much don't leave the house.
Woo! So the last time I talked to you, you still had a 9-to-5, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And this has been able to replace that?
Yes.
What about Christine? Was she working before as well, or
she was already at home with the kids, so there wasn't a huge transition there. But yeah, just for me, it got to the point where I couldn't physically do both. It was killing me.
Right. Not to get too much into your personal business, but Vire has been able to completely replace the other job, or?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's been fun. We were busier than we ever imagined, which is
right.
That's always it's a good thing, but also at the same time, I'm not a business guy. I told you last time we kind of started this all by accident. So
right. Well,
still trying to figure out my taxes. It's almost April. It's fun.
Believe me, I know, brother. The last time I talked to you too, I think you had like an Etsy store and you were selling other different types of products, and putting sabers on there was kind of a newer thing for you. But now,
it was eBay.
Yeah. Are you
Yeah.
pretty much all about the sabers now, or do you still do other products?
I still do. I mean, if I sell accessories, it's like lightsaber accessories. We've got like some branded merch, flashlights, and like mouse pads and stuff. But no,
Right.
that's pretty much that's all we have time to focus on. And even then, it's hard to keep up with that too.
So your whole life is lightsabers now, huh?
Yeah, just from the time I wake up till I pass out.
And poor Christine, she's got to see you more around the house now. She doesn't even get a break from you.
I know. I think she's tired of me too.
How does she do it?
Well, listen, she said, "Hey, since Kyber Cave is going to babysit you tonight, I'm going to go to bed."
Oh, there she is jumping up on the stream.
Oh, no.
Yes, well, we wish you could have been on too as well. Maybe a different stream. We'll have to get Christine on, and maybe she could tell us all the deep, dirty secrets that we don't get from your side.
She's much more interesting than I am.
How do you? Let me ask you a question. A lot of times, they say, never go into business with your family or friends or things. But seriously, how is it? I know from some of in fact, Gary and V Ripper from Ripper Blades were just at my house last night.
Oh, nice.
And they're the same way. She's kind of like, she does all the accounting, the billing, make sure they don't go to jail. And he just, creates the product. Is that how you guys kind of work?
Pretty much, yeah. Like I come up with like some of the ideas for parts and stuff and marketing and the sales and stuff, but she handles like all the back end stuff.
Right. Now, I know you guys are an LGT distributor, but when you were talking about coming up with ideas for parts, do you guys have like exclusive things at Vire that other LGT distributors don't have?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sabers with me that pretty much have like all of our parts on it. We also work, so I design stuff specifically, but also we work with Sabers a lot. I don't know. Have you ever had Kier on? He'd be a really good interview.
No, from Sabers, no.
Oh,
but I love the lead.
Definitely try to get him on.
Okay.
But yeah, sometimes we'll co-design stuff like this here. Oh, I might have to take the green screen off. Just stand in front of it. I don't know what I'm doing. Got a control box that just bolts on to like the old style LGT switches.
Right.
This shroud here is something that I designed. I mean, it's from the Unleashed Saber, but it's
right.
As far as the VHC version of it, I put that out.
That is gorgeous.
We've got
now. If I go to another LGT company, if I were to go to Starforge or Dark Wolf, they wouldn't have those parts. Is that correct?
Right. The stuff that we co-produce with Sabers, you can get from him in Australia, but they don't ship anywhere else in the world. So,
right.
Yeah, man. Also, this sweet Mara Jade inspired grip. That's an Osfire production there.
That is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm sure now, because I think when I talked to you a year and a half ago, I don't necessarily know that you were designing pieces. I think you were just kind of mixing and matching the stuff that was already available. Is that correct?
Yes. I might have had some stuff getting started, but it was, building a business completely from scratch and having all these ideas. It's hard to keep up with stuff because, you got to maintain like paying yourself, but also investing in new inventory and then also trying to invest in like completely new products.
Right.
Because I think one thing people don't really understand is when you're making a custom piece, like just this shroud, for example, you can't just make like 10 or 20 of them. You're making 500 of them.
Right.
So it uses a lot of capital to come up with anything new.
Right. And then to stock that onto your shelves. Are you guys pretty much able, like when a customer order things, do you have enough inventory there at your shelf or at your store, which is your home, to pretty much put sabers together? Or do you sometimes have to wait for pieces to come in?
Oh, no. Everything that's on our site is in stock.
Fantastic.
There's been like 3 instances. No, you're good. There's been like 3 instances ever where I've drop shipped something. And that was like specifically... Like I told the customer, hey, I can get this sent to me and then to you, or I can just send it directly to you and save a little bit of time. But that's usually only if we like oversold on something, because I have a bad habit of like playing with parts and then setting them down because I'm like, oh, this is an awesome saber, and then I'll put it on a shelf and then I forget to take them out of inventory.
Right.
I get in trouble for that all the time. But sometimes we're completely out of parts and it sold because it thought we had one in inventory.
Right.
And so that might be an example where I would drop ship. But other than that, we keep everything in our house. As far as turnaround time goes, we are still pretty much getting stuff out within a day or two.
Wow.
We've started taking weekends off, so we don't really work at all on the weekends because we got 3 kids, and
right.
You know, they're with them being in school, just weekends is their time.
I love that you're able to find the balance in your family for that. I know that so many people, especially when they're doing it from their home, you know, it kind of puts a wreck on their family life because they're focusing so much on getting these orders out.
Yeah, it was a real struggle for. Still is.
Right.
We're getting better at it, but it's like we have my wife's brother. He's helping us now. I've got him trained up, so that was weird. I don't have an actual green screen, so I'm just seeing like parts of my background popping up. But yeah, so we do have a little bit of help now, thankfully. But you know, there's still the 3 of us pretty much go full time.
Right. And has anything changed since the pandemic has been over? Because I know, obviously, when you came into the pandemic, obviously you're stuck in the house. Everything's done out of your house. That works right in line with your business anyways. But are you, now that things are opened up, are you doing things like conventions or?
We did do one. We did Indie PopCon last year, and I loved it. We're signed up to do it again this year, but it's so much work to do cons versus, you know, just selling stuff out of our house. It's just, I enjoy doing it, but then also we've got to have enough capital set aside to order a ton of sabers to sell at the con. Plus, I think I overcomplicated it with our last event that we did. Well, our only event. I brought like a whole station for Build-A-Saber stuff. So, because, you know, I wanted to show people what we do. Like, we're not just selling lightsabers like a bunch of other people. Like, we have a whole, like a system that we do. And everybody was super interested in that. And then I just
but that's like, very time consuming.
Yeah, like that was like the main focus of it all. And then most people didn't actually buy a saber at the convention because they're like, well, I'm just gonna go home and build it. And I'm like, yes, do that. So it's like I kind of felt like I brought like 100 lightsabers with me, and I came back with 90 of them. And I was like,
oh wow.
No. So it's just I need to figure out a better method of doing this because that was a lot of work, and I think we actually lost money on that convention.
Oh wow. Wow. But is it something that you think is worth exploring for you guys? Like, are you going to try to keep, you know, figuring out the equation for cons, or are you going to pretty much go, you know what, I think we're better online?
I'm still trying to figure that out. I think as we grow and expand and I start getting a little more help, it'd be easier. But like for right now, it's even with PopCon coming up later this year, I've given it almost zero thought because I'm just constantly thinking about the next thing that we're trying to do at home, you know? So like I do cons. I want to do cons. It's just it's not a huge priority for me because I have more fun just making up new parts and stuff and getting that out.
Right. Was it personally for you, was it scary to make the transition from having a regular 9 to 5 to like, now this is our thing, we're doing this all on our own, and, you know, if we sink or swim, it's all on us?
It's been about a year now, and it is still terrifying, man. Like, just knowing that like everything I do, it affects the entire family now, and it takes, I don't want to say it takes all the fun out of it, but going from something that I'm doing because I love it to now I'm doing it because I have to feed my children. You know, I still have a lot of fun doing it. I'd rather be doing this than anything else. But it's just like, it's like I don't know, the passion for it. It just seems like it's not as, you know what I mean? It's just not, I'm excited. But at the same time, I'm very burnt out because this is all we do all day.
Right. This is your entire life between you and your wife, right?
Yeah.
Right. Wow. No, I can definitely see that. What do you think your biggest lesson has been in God, you guys are what, 2.5 years now?
Technically 3.
3 years,
We started in January of 2020.
What do you think your biggest life lesson? Like, what have you learned about life that Vire has taught you?
Oh man, I am bad at like philosophical questions, but man, I don't know. Honestly, just like focus on stuff that matters, honestly. Because there's been, you know, looking back on it, I did so much stuff that in hindsight I didn't have to do. I feel like, you know, like your time is definitely your most valuable commodity. So I would spend like a lot of time playing just video games, with not like non-story video games even, because I feel like if you're playing a game that has like a good storyline to it, it's kind of like watching a movie.
Right.
But I took for granted how valuable time is, because spending time with your friends, your family, and now that it seems like I have none to spare, I feel like I really utilize every moment of it, and that's something I definitely did not do prior Vire.
Are you feeling like right now, because you quit your other job, you're focusing more on this, but are you building to a point where you could say, okay, it's going to be another 6 months and we can afford to hire a part-time person, or are you trying to set that apart, or is it just getting through the day?
It's a lot of just getting through the day, honestly. But no, our eventual plan is we still want to have like a storefront and stuff, because I just think the experience of building a saber in person would be really cool. Obviously, you have a little experience with that, but like I said, I'm not a business person, so there's a lot of like, we have absolutely no idea how to accomplish these things. Right. So in the middle of trying to fill orders and keep up with all the customer service, and like also maintain a social media presence and raise 3 kids, we're also trying to figure out how to continue growing when we're already like burning at all ends of the candle. You know what I mean?
No,
so
totally.
It's a challenge.
Before getting into this, did Christine have any kind of like business background or accounting or anything, or did both of you just like, we're just doing it, we're jumping in with both feet?
She had a little bit of management experience. She worked at Subway for a few years. Actually, we worked together, so she was technically my boss back then too.
Some things never changed.
She was a manager at Build-A-Bear. So that was a good experience for building a saber, I suppose.
Right.
And then she worked at a bank for a while, so she got the experience with like some of the accounting and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, but mostly she just manages me.
And how do your well, you don't have to say anything you're not comfortable with, but what age range? I think you have 3 kids. Is that correct? What's your age range of your kids?
So our youngest is 4 and our oldest is 9. So
your oldest is 9.
They're very tight together in age, and they're very young. So it's,
and are they all boys?
Yes, 3 boys.
Oh, you got your hands full, or Christine does. Both of you do.
Yeah.
Your 9-year-old, what does he think about Vire Saber?
It's been around for not as long as he can remember, but for like a large chunk of his life. So I feel like the excitement for him kind of died off, like, because it's just lightsabers all day. And he wants to help with stuff because he's like at the age where he can help with things,
right?
But he's also like at the age where he doesn't quite understand how brittle aluminum can be. So if I'm like, hey buddy, can you go put this part back in that bin?
You're like, oh, don't scratch it. No, I only ask because I have a 14-year-old kid, and I live in kind of a small town where like everything closes at like 7. There's nothing for like teenage kids to do. So Kyber Cave, we used to do free battles on Saturday nights. So we were like the only cool thing to do in town. Although like he didn't think it was cool. You know what I mean? Like all of his friends thought Kyber Cave was cool, but he was like, dude, I'm so over it.
My oldest he's in 2nd grade. He's definitely over it. Like I've asked him, like, any of your friends at school like Star Wars? Like, have you told them what we do?
Right.
And he's just like, yeah, my one friend likes Star Wars. I'm like, did you tell him what we do? And he was like, no.
Right.
It probably blow his mind.
Right.
My dad sells lightsabers for a living. And he's just like, I don't know. I just don't think about it.
I just did a convention about month and a half ago, and I had we had Eric Voss and Tommy Bexold from New Rock Stars were there. I had an actor from Squid Game. We had a Jawa from A New Hope. We had Tusken Raider. And my kid, I was like, dude, have you told your friend? I was like, this is the only time a con is coming to Fairfield. I'm bringing you a Squid Game actor from Korea, and you can't tell your friends? Right? You can't hand out one flyer, bro?
Spread the word.
I'm trying to build your future, damn it.
He's just so over it, I guess. I mean, he likes He told me he wants to own Vire someday. He likes it. We watch Star Wars together. We play
Right.
lightsabers together. It just doesn't excite him anymore because it's been around. I'm like, man, at your age, I would have killed to have a lightsaber this cool. Like I was just running around with a little plastic guy.
Right,
But,
right.
you know, for him, like this technology has existed as long as he can remember, so it's just normal.
Right. Do you think that Vire and growing Vire, because I feel like if I remember correctly, you kind of tried a few different little businesses. You tried this, you tried selling that. Do you feel like Vire is definitely it for you? This is what your family's going to do for the rest of your life, or do you think there may come a point where you try something else even?
I definitely think I'm going to keep trying other things. You know, this will obviously always be my main focus, but at the same time, you know, we run that fear of like anything could go wrong at any time.
Right.
You know, one day Disney could just decide like, you know what, anybody selling anything vaguely lightsaber shaped, no. And you know, then what do we do? It's like, oh well, I try very hard to keep our website, you know, vague and like no characters, no character names or anything like that. But you know, it's still a thought that's in the back of my mind of, you know, this might not last forever. So I try to be smart with the money, and you know, I invest as much as I can back into the business, and then, you know, I'm looking at like other ways to make sure that we still have a good, secure future.
Right.
Now that I've been working for myself for a year, it's like I don't think I ever want to go back to working, you know, just like a regular 9 to 5. I feel like I'd be bored. I'd be like, I want to create something.
Right. Well, you know, that's very interesting because I feel like there's so many people that are like, I'd love to start my own business, but there is that big fear of losing that, you know, that steady paycheck, even if you know it's going to be less, right? Like, for example, I just did a con, you know, about 45 minutes away from me 2 weeks ago. And in 6 hours, I made $3,700, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, man, I'm a teacher, right? So I was like, dude, it would have taken me 130 hours in the classroom to make what I made in that 6 hours, right? But the flip side is that I can't guarantee that I'm going to make that money every month at every con.
Right.
Yeah. Whereas being a teacher, I know, you know, at least I'm going to get this amount of money in 2 weeks.
You know, something people don't consider when starting their own business is the cost of health insurance for yourself. That was that was a big shock. I mean, you know, I knew that it was going to be expensive, but you know, for a family, we're paying like $1,000 a month just for that. It's like, oh,
yeah, that is absolutely amazing. Was there any other shocks that you had as a business owner, or maybe things that you didn't think all the way through?
Dude, every day. You know, it's nice being able to like, we kind of set our own schedule if we want to go out to eat, or you know, we got to run to the store and we do all that stuff. But you know, people think that like, oh, okay, well, I can go on vacation whenever I want. If we take a week off to like go to Disney World or something, which we just did, it takes us like a month to catch back up when we get back, because there's nobody else, you know, there's nobody else that's keeping things going while we're gone.
Right.
So it's not like, you know, if you have a regular job and you leave, you know, they might be like, oh, hey man, we really need you back soon because this is hard. But you don't usually come back to a week's worth of work that you need to catch up. I mean, I guess it depends on what your job is, but
But it seems like in your case, one of the things that I had mentioned the first time that we talked, that I still, as far as I can see, and obviously I'm on the outside, I don't know anything about your business, but you seem to have a very loyal fan base. Your customers, it seems like you get a lot of repeat people. I see people in there like, I have 9 lightsabers and all of them are from Vire. You know what I mean? Whereas a lot of collectors, they might have 3 Vire, but then they'll buy one from a different company. But your people just seem loyal to you, man.
Yeah. I think a lot of that is just like, you know, I'm out there. I think there's a lot of like saber companies that, you know, they advertise all the time, but does anybody know who's there? Like, who's running the company? Are they one of them?
Right.
You know, like, these are my people. So like when I'm out in the groups and talking and like, you know, I'm genuinely having a good time and being part of the community. I think I think people pick up on that, you know, the difference between somebody that's doing this because they want to be doing it versus just someone who saw an opportunity to make some money.
Right. And we do see and that's another interesting question. Have any of those groups affected you? I don't necessarily want to name individual companies, but you and I both know that there are companies. There was an LGT distributor who made a very bad name for himself, got kicked out of LGT and is now trying to buy sabers from whoever. Do those kind of people affect your business? Are people less? Do you ever have anybody that said, "Oh, I don't know if I want to buy from a online distributor because I've heard horrible things about these other companies"?
Yeah. Honestly, that probably helps us more than anything, because when those companies screw people over, they usually go to like Reddit or something. They ask for help, and we get a lot of recommendations on there, like, "Oh, you should have just went to Vire to begin with." Right. So it's like, we find a lot of business. We're usually not people's first saber company, but they tend to stick with us once they do find us, because we got the 1 to 2 day ship times. Customer service, I try to stay on top of. Christine does a lot of it too, but we're two people that are trying to fill all the orders and all the customer service, and also have a social media presence and all that. So customer service, I'm not as on top of it as I once was, because I used to be able to sit there and talk to a single customer for like days at a time.
Right.
We would have the kind of relationship where it was like, "Hey man, how are the kids?"
Right.
And I try to maintain that as much as I can, but I just, at any given time, I've got 10 to 20 different conversations all going on at once.
Right.
Honestly, I probably need to hire like a customer service person to help me with this, but
right.
Our business model is so specific and unique because everything we do is custom, that it turns out to be a lot of just asking me,
Let me ask you, if you had to, I mean, I know every day is different, but if you had to kind of put an average on it, what do you think, how many hours do you think you spend a day on Vire?
Not as much as I used to. It used to be 10 or 12, but I'd say it's closer to 6 or 7 now.
So this is turning more into like a regular job, 9 to 5 kind of a job.
Yeah. Well, we kind of grew it to a point where we're like, okay, we can pay our bills. And then I've just been kind of focusing on like maintaining that. And we come out with some new parts and stuff, but as far as like advertising and trying to grow and stuff, there's a lot of back end stuff that I want to figure out before I try doing that. Like I need to look into like a CPA, because I'm not very good at accounting. So like I need professional help for that.
Right.
There's just like, it's almost a fear in the back of my mind is, what happens if like a popular YouTuber or a TikToker finds us, and then like, they do a video about their experience and this was amazing. And all of a sudden we've got like 500 orders.
Right.
We wouldn't know what to we couldn't handle that. So I don't know, it's slow going. I feel like our growth has been very steady, but I've kind of tried to back it up just a little bit, especially this past year, because at the end of last year, we were burnt out.
Right.
So
do you think it's more helpful or challenging that your partner is your wife? I mean, if you're stressed out, over an issue, she's stressed out about the same thing probably, right? Yeah. Whereas if you're a banker and she's a baker, you can come home at the end of the night and you can talk about your frustrations and she could talk about hers and, vent out. But when you're in the same thing, doing the same thing, it seems that, it seems like that would be more challenging.
I don't think it is. I mean, me personally, I think it's a benefit to us. And I think that's part of why we've had the success that we've had, is because when we are met with a challenge, we're both, we know how each other thinks, but also we think differently. So, we put our heads together, and a lot of times we come up with a way better solution than either one of us would have.
Right.
So, we might be stressed about something, but I feel like it's also much easier to lean on each other to figure out how to overcome it. You know what I mean?
Right. I feel like, and of course, you never know what things are like behind closed doors, but I know when I watch your videos or I see little TikToks you guys put out, you guys are such a cute couple. I love, like, you both seem like goofballs to me. I mean, she seems a little more serious. I mean, you're definitely
she's the more serious one, but she's always making me laugh too.
Right. Now, hey, on that note, you guys also have a YouTube channel, don't you?
We do.
How long has that been going?
probably a few months older than, or a few months newer.
Mm-hmm.
2.5 years.
After you started.
I'm just gonna give you a number. 2.5 years. Yeah, that mostly was just born from customers would have questions. So instead of answering the same question over and over again, I just filmed the answer, uploaded it to there, and then sent them the link.
Right. How do you feel you draw in the most customers? I do notice you guys do advertising on Facebook. Do you do advertising in other places like YouTube or Google or?
Not really. I do some TikToks occasionally just because I like to. I mean, I don't really advertise. Like I try not to. We do run a Facebook ad just because that's like where we're mostly active. But most of our business comes from word of mouth. Honestly, it's customers have a good experience with us, and then they tell 5 of their friends, and 1 or 2 of them might buy, who then tell 5, or and it's just networking basically.
Right.
I would say that's where the majority of our business comes. Is just referrals and stuff.
Right. Do you ever get any like really touching stories? Like, do people tell you things about like, oh man, my dad bought me this saber right before he passed, or I bought this because me and my mom used to watch Star Wars when we were kids.
Yeah, I mean, all the time we get stuff like that. I think that's honestly one of the best things about the Star Wars community is that we all like, we all have something special that brings us in, and it's just one of those things that connects us all. And, when people tell me stories like that, I think back to watching Star Wars with my dad, and I have that same thing with my kids, and so I mean, we do get a lot of stuff like that.
PT says, I miss the days where Tyler and I could just socialize.
Oh no, there's so many people. Timothy. Yeah, okay. I'm like, where did the P come from? Dude, there's a lot of people that I talk to and socialize all the time. And I don't want to let anybody down, so I try to maintain relationships with as many people as I can.
Right.
But I would say I'm upwards of like 500 people throughout the years that I've had like intimate conversations with.
Right.
Okay.
I loved getting to visit with you guys when I lived in Fort Wayne. I remember the day Costco where we first met you guys.
Yeah. That was interesting because I don't go out a whole lot. So I was just at Costco, and then all of a sudden, like, somebody knew who I was, and that was weird. Not him knowing who I was, but just anybody knowing who I was.
Right.
Would you say that? Yeah, I do that, don't I?
Would you say that Sabers has kind of like overtaken your life, or do you ever have time for actual hobbies? Like, do you play guitar or go kayaking, or is there something that you and Christine really like to do? What's up, Matt? Really like to do, or is it all about the Sabers right now? And obviously family.
Like, we're big fans of Disney World. I would say that's a hobby of ours. Like, we collect Disney paraphernalia throughout the house. I think that's honestly a big part of the reason why we started the business, was so that we could afford to take trips to Disney World.
Right.
That's not really a hobby though. I mean, like, you might be able to tell from interviewing me, but I do have ADHD, so I'm like all over the place. So I have about 1 million hobbies that I know this much about. So like, I'm not particularly.
I totally feel you, bro. Totally.
Like when I was watching the video of the guy doing the contact juggling, I was like, hey, I learned that for a couple of weeks, and it's like, hey. So to answer your question, I have hundreds of hobbies that I've dabbled in. There's nothing that I specifically stick to. Nowadays, like, my favorite thing to do at the end of the day when kids are all in bed, I'll just sit on the computer and play like Fortnite for a half an hour, because it's just something that I can just turn my brain off entirely. Nobody needs anything from me, and I can just like run around being Obi-Wan Kenobi, doing like all kinds of cool dances.
Do you think with all of the I've noticed, it seems like I had noticed a lot of Saber companies popping up right around the time The Force Awakens came out. So when Disney started putting out movies, like, more Saber companies were popping up.
Yeah.
Do you think with the streaming that Disney is doing now, do you see this industry growing? Do you see it fading? Do you see it staying the same? What do you think about the saber industry in general?
It's hard to say. I think once we get a more Jedi focused show, we probably will see another boom in the saber industry. But I almost feel like there's too much content going on right now. Like people are starting to lose interest.
Right.
Myself, like I struggle to find time to watch things. I've been so excited to start Andor because everyone says it's amazing, and it's like I get like 10 minutes a day where I can watch TV. So I'm barely keeping up with Mandalorian right now.
Well, I mean, I know we have you were talking about ADHD. We do this YouTube channel on top of the store, on top of the fact that I'm a teacher and a father, and I do 3 shows a week right now on this channel, but we do content 7 days a week. So I'm just like,
oh no,
very ADHD. I totally get it, but I actually almost think it's a benefit.
How do you keep track of everything?
I have a list. Like I literally have a clipboard with like check marks on a to-do list, and then
that's how I keep track of everything.
Yeah, Christine keeps me on task. If I need to do something, I just tell her to remind me, and she's like, "Yeah, I know."
Yes, that is exactly what Mezzo is for me, except for we're not married.
I have started. I have a notepad at my desk now,
right.
So now I just jot things down. But for the past 2 years, it's mostly been me just like running to put out fire after fire before I forget to do it.
Right.
That's the biggest challenge about running a business with ADHD is that when something comes up, you got to do it right now or it's not getting done.
Exactly. Are you going to be coming into a place where you're going to be a little more comfortable and you can breathe more, or do you anticipate it's just going to be run and gun for the next 2 years?
Man, I honestly don't even know because this is already so much bigger than I ever imagined.
Nice.
When we started this off, I was just looking to make like a couple $100 extra a week just to help pay off some credit cards and stuff.
Right.
And now it's like a full-time job to the point where it's paying all of our bills. So it's already bigger than I ever imagined. I have hopes of like scaling it up and like I said, getting like a brick and mortar. I think it'd be really cool to have like a large team of people to make sure that as we expand, we can keep up with the level of service that we've had.
Right.
But also, I'm tired. so I don't know. Right now, we're just we're actively just treading water.
Right.
We have something coming out very soon, as in like I should be getting the shipping confirmation this week. Ooh. And I think it's gonna blow some people's minds.
I feel like you and Christine are almost like closet like celebrities. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows who Vire Saber is. Everybody loves Vire Saber, but like you guys are just stuck in the house, so you don't get to see like the outside love.
We're like underground cool. Like people in the Saber community know who we are,
right?
But like if you go on like TikTok or anything, it's all like the big companies. So we're pretty small potatoes compared to them. But
right,
I think I've been recognized a total of 2 times out in public, which was really weird.
Oh wow!
The meetings weren't weird.
Right.
It was me. I'm awkward. So, like somebody comes up to me like, Tyler.
Do I owe you money?
Like what I do? And I'm like, dude, I'm on your page and in your group, and I'm just like, Vire Saber. Yeah, that is me.
Christine says she's introverted. I love people, but I love my home.
Yeah, we do. We're best friends too. On top of being married. So it's like, we don't really get out and do much because we just have a good time here.
That's
obviously like we do like to go out and like have dinner or lunch or whatever, but as far as like hanging out with other people, we have like a very close group of friends that we hang out with, but like we don't go to clubs and such. We don't socialize.
Right. Can I ask how long you've been married now?
No.
I'm gonna get you in trouble at home, dude.
No. We got married in 2011.
So this is 2023.
No, we graduated in 2011. Oh God. Christine, what year did we get married?
She said 10 years.
That's an important date. Yeah. I know when our anniversary is, but yeah, we've been married for 10 years, but we've been together since 8th grade, so 2007.
Wow.
Which
I
so
like I said,
16 years for that.
I really feel like you can really see you guys' sense of fun in your videos, and how much you guys relate to each other. What do you think the secret for her putting up with you for so long has been?
Man, I don't know. I'm a goober. I have no idea why she likes me. But as far as the secret goes, I think it's just making each other laugh. It's harder, especially when it's just me and her in a room all day. I'm running out of material.
She's heard my jokes 20 times already.
She's heard them. If we're together with friends, I can make the jokes, and she was already ready for them. She knew, like, she'll finish my jokes, and it's like,
oh, she says his beautiful face. Aww. Graveyard says, who doesn't like beards? He is our bearded master here over at Kyber Game Productions.
This is not even a good beard. This is a lazy beard here. Like, I don't go anywhere, so I don't know. I don't really put effort into it. I do kind of want to trim it up. I was going to for the show, and then I just
didn't. You know what? It's totally cool. I get it.
I've never. I'm a recent beard man, so like I don't even know who to go to get this groomed. Every time I try to do it myself, I end up shaving the whole thing.
Right. Get that shaved down, you can rock a Kenobi look.
That's kind of what I want to go for.
Yeah.
Get the chin stroke going.
Yeah. Hello there. Do you guys cosplay?
Yes. So I have a Kylo Ren outfit that I haven't really unveiled yet. I did Obi-Wan one year, Qui-Gon. When I get my hair long again, which is what I'm working on right now, I do not so much with the red beard, but I'm also putting together a Star-Lord crossover right now.
Ooh.
Okay, I don't want to hop up and go get it, but I just recently received a Star-Lord jacket that I'm pretty excited about. But yeah, I mean, we don't do like competitive cosplay.
Right.
Because we don't really get out much to go to conventions and stuff. But
right. It's more like dressing up at Halloween.
Pretty much, yeah. Or just for like TikTok videos and stuff. I do a pretty mean Grinch. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I was gonna say we're gonna get ready here in a minute or two to wrap things up.
Okay.
I was gonna ask, is there anything you wanted people to know about, anything going on at Vire, or some words of wisdom that you might have, or things you want to leave people with?
There is one thing that I definitely wanted to show you guys, because this is going to be in transit this week, so you should be seeing them up on the website very soon. But I've been working on this literally since I became a vendor. I don't know if I brought the piece in here. Oh no, this might not be the right piece. Oh dear. If my wife is up, if she could go grab me 2 of the new part. Oh no, that's terrible. That's embarrassing. She might come in with it, but so we're going to be releasing the quick connect couplers.
Ooh!
I got 2 mismatched prototypes. I brought 2 pieces of it, but they're not fitting together because they're not the same version of the prototype.
Right. PT's excited. They are looking for that quick disconnect.
Yeah. I mean, I can show you guys what I brought with me, but so you've got
it's a screen. Yeah, in front of your t-shirt
screen.
Or in front of your face.
Okay, this is weird. The camera's mirrored. So anyway, you got your 2 pieces here, like such.
Right.
And then they will, if they were the same diameter, they will click in together.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, here she comes. Thank you, dear. Okay. Aha. Sorry, I'm back now.
Yeah.
So anyway, so these are VHC. Ooh. So they just snap in together.
Oh, that is beautiful.
You just pull this piece together.
I assume that's something that your customers have been wanting for a while.
It has been the #1 most requested part since we started.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is cool.
It's in order to get like the quickness, but also the durability. I mean, it's it took a lot.
Right. There's a question here saying, any suggestions for someone who needs a Profi board added after their purchase?
Just email us, basically, which you might have done. I usually check emails in the morning before we start orders, because there's usually stuff like that. And then I'm like, oh, and then I'll make a note on the account, like, hold on, waiting on an email.
Right.
But yeah, either email or Facebook Messenger. Like I said, we don't do a lot of customer service or filling orders on the weekends. So if you put in an email, I'll probably get to it Monday morning before we fill it.
Excellent. Man, Tyler, I have had, just like the last time, I've had an excellent time talking to you. I love learning about what you guys are doing and seeing how you guys are expanding. And I'm always watching, and like I said, your customers, more so than some of the other companies that I've seen, just absolutely love you guys. So that tells me you're doing something right.
Yeah, that's what they keep telling me. I don't know what it is, but we're doing something.
Well, Tyler, thank you so much for staying up late with us out there in Indiana, right?
Yeah.
I appreciate you staying up late. Christine, thank you for making it through with us too and helping out with getting that quick connect.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, and for everybody, we have Vire Sabers information is down in our description down below. Make sure to check out his website if you have any questions. If you're looking to put your own custom saber together, their website is absolutely fantastic. And just like they told you, they'll walk you through that whole process. Oh yeah, Graveyard, you're out there too, right? Yes, they will walk you through that whole process and make sure you get exactly the saber that you want. The curtain has been revealed. Don't trust the man behind.
Well, I want to show off, like, some of the stuff that we can do, because we have all the build a saber parts.
Oh,
so it's kind of.
Wait, hey, really quick, do you guys sell the what is it? The 1 foot tester blade on the other side?
Mm-hmm.
You guys sell those individually?
This is,
all right, I'm on your website tonight.
They're meant for.
We need some of those for the shop.
I love them. We have them like just scattered throughout the shop, because when we got to test a saber before we send it out,
Right. Hey, Steven, are you seeing it? I'm talking to my shop manager right now. We got to order a couple of these.
They're very helpful, but I love the look that it gives when you do a full saber and put like a little stinger on the bottom of it.
Right.
It's really cool when you spin it.
Absolutely love it. Well, I will be on your website later on tonight, my friend. Awesome. If you see an order coming through from Van O'Brien, you know who it is. Treat it nicely.
Oh, I will send you one of these. We've got
what?
Like a mouse pad gaming build mat.
Wow, that is dope. And my mama named me Van, so that actually works out.
There you go. That's actually what it's for. People think it means Vire, but nope. It's in honor of the first time that we had an interview.
Oh, Tyler, thank you again so much. Hopefully it won't be another year and a half before I get to have you on again.
I will try my best to do something interesting between now and then.
Graveyard says, I wish I could drive there. I'm like 2 hours away. Dude, Graveyard might be showing up on your doorstep looking to build his own saber.
Dude, I can't wait until we eventually do have a storefront, because people want to come all the time, but we're always like, this is kind of our house. So
people all stalking you out front. Waiting for you to come inside. Got any sabers?
I'm excited for like an actual build a saber area though.
Right.
That's our end goal. And I kind of like, I didn't really have much of a direction when you asked me that earlier, but that's what the next big step is that I'm planning. It's a very early planning stages because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, make sure if you guys get that together and you start, you put your lease down for your store, make sure you contact me, dude. I need to talk to you again about that.
All right. Yeah, definitely.
Beautiful. Okay, I really am going to let you go.
Yeah, sorry.
All right,
I will stay until midnight if you don't cut me off. All right, have a good night.
This has been Tyler Babcock with Vire Sabers. Make sure to go check them out. And thank you, Christine, as well. All right, peace.
All right, have a good night.
I saw some katanas there too. My skateboard.
He's got all the cool stuff. You know
why am I big? Take me away. Don't make me bigger.
Steven makes funny because I own a saber shop and I'm like, ooh, look at that saber. Ooh, look at that saber.
Yeah.
Hey, while we got so many people on, I want to remind people we do have a Patreon page. For as little as $1 a month, you can help grow this channel. We are adding more shows all the time. Like I said, we just added a brand new one this last Saturday. Mm-hmm. We have another show that's coming out. And we give away exclusive sabers, preparing everybody for May 4th. If you are in our family or our friend tier, we are giving away 5 sabers, including one that will be specially etched. There will be no other one like it on the planet. So make sure to check that out.
Yeah, so if you want to check it out, go to the link tree in our description. It'll show you the Patreon, the store, all of the links that matter for our channel.
So. Excellent. And I also want to remind people, we give away a free combat saber every 100 subscribers. Yes. We just gave away a Profi Dark Saber for hitting 1,000 subs. So now it's every 100. So we're like 63, 64 people away from that next saber giveaway. So please like and share this and leave a comment. That helps us all grow this channel.
Yes, thank you so much. And that was a wonderful interview. I really, really enjoyed it. The moment I saw his first promotional picture, I was like, I like that, dude. I like humor. I'm good. All right, so moving on, guys. We have our producer, Kevin Hogan. Yes, I got his name correct. I'm not going to flub things again. He is our convention reporter. He goes to conventions every week and gives us a report. And let's see where he is this week.
Hello, this is Kevin Hogan from Northern California with another episode of California Comic-Con Adventures. On the weekend of Saturday, March 11th, 2023 was the NorCal Spring Cosplay Gathering in Redwood Grove Nature Preserve of Los Altos. For between Comic-Con events there, having a cosplay gathering is a great idea to meet up with some friends and make some new local friends there and show off some fun costumes you've been working on there and cosplays in the progress there. Just getting together at a local park there or a nature preserve in this place is a great idea to check out some new places there and check out some areas with some great backgrounds to get to see there. And also that same weekend there on Sunday, March the 12th, was the 5th annual Contra Costa Con over in Concord's Hilton Hotel there. I myself was walking around as a furry Mandalorian, like a Mao Mandalorian mashup there. Got to see Darth Vader, Jedi, Boba Fett, lots of other Star Wars characters walking around there, even a R2-D2 droid rolling around there, and lots of other cool Mandalorian mashups there. It was really fun there. Even got to see some kids there frozen in carbonite as the Han Solo there. It was really fun there. We got to see some Star Wars actors there from the movies there, signing autographs, and there was a cosplay contest there with some other furries and other fun cosplayers in there. It was a really great time there. The Contra Costa Con event there is held about every a couple of times a year there or so there in the Concord area there. So if you're ever in the area, it's definitely a fun event to check out. They have the free parking around the Hilton Hotel there. It's a really great time there. And also that same weekend there was the Ohana Comic-Con over in Fairfield of Northern California there. That was really nice over there by the public library. Got to see lots of our local friends there walking around the vendor hall there, showing off their cool costumes they made there. Very creative, lots of anime and other characters there like Pokemon there and Pikachu, A Nightmare Before Christmas, and many others there. And you got to see lots of local vendors showing off their cool souvenirs for sale there. Ohana Comic-Con, as you know, travels up and down the state of California to a different city every weekend, going to different towns, moose lodges, veterans halls, and other places, often with free parking and admission, usually less than $10 to events. So whenever they visit a city near you, definitely recommend checking them out there. It's very affordable and a great chance to meet new friends and other local cosplayers near you to show off your cool costumes working on there. And for those of you looking forward to upcoming events there, on March the 26th, our friends over at Ohana Comic-Con are going to be going to the Salinas area there in the South Bay area. So definitely want to check that out there on March the 26th. Ohana Comic-Con going to be in Salinas. And for those of you in Southern California, the weekend of March 24th through 26th, 2023, is going to be WonderCon at the Anaheim Convention Center. They're going to have over 900 exhibitors, and over 400,000 square foot exhibit hall filled with comics, art, toys, merchandise. There's going to be lots of attendees there, movie and television programming panels, lots of comic book publishers from all over the country, anime, autographs, designers, cosplay contests. It's going to be a great time. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the picks, and we'll see you out there at the next Comic-Con.
Yo.
Yeah, for those that are out here this weekend, we had SACCon was going on, as well as CarrierCon, which is actually on an Air Force, like, airplane, aircraft carrier, which is super cool. So yeah, for those that don't know, if you're out here in Northern California, this is how Kevin does a report for us every week. And if you notice, he does at least 2 cons every single report he does. And there's, some weekends you can find up to 4 cons, 4 different events happening.
I really wanted to go to WonderCon so bad. That's coming up in like less than a week, and I wish I could have gone.
Next year, maybe we'll be invited as guests, as we'll be media at that point. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Kevin Hogan, for the report. Really, really appreciate that every week. I wish I could go to WonderCon, another NR Peep Cons. Yeah, and there's NR will be there.
Yeah.
I think they're even doing a panel. I can't remember 100%. All right. Thank you so much, Kevin. Guys, don't forget to check out all the other shows that we had during the week. 7 days a week now.
7 days a week.
So starting
7 days
tomorrow.
a week, 8 different shows.
Yeah. Yes, 8 different shows. Monday nights are Retro Alcove uploads. Tuesdays there's Beat Down with Jon AKA AbiliTV. We are also fundraising a wheelchair for, so check the GoFundMe in the description below or visit KyberCon. KyberCave.com, sorry. And KyberCon was in my head. Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m. we have a gaming stream with yours truly. And then that's at 10 a.m. Pacific. Wednesday evening at 5 p.m. Pacific is our Hearts of Kyber show. It's a physical and mental health disabilities with Van here and his co-host Jon AKA AbiliTV. On Thursday nights, we have a gaming stream. Gonna get it all out. When do y'all sleep? Mike, I got no idea when I sleep.
We have sleep indeed.
Yeah. It's like when we're dead. Thursday night is the gaming stream that we have. That's usually about 8 p.m. Pacific, just after Distance Nerding, because our sister podcast, Distance Nerding, has a show right beforehand that some of our hosts are on. Friday night, we go
directly from Distance Nerding over to Kyber Cave and start
it's
gaming.
Crazy. And then 8 p.m. Pacific after dark on Friday, that's our topical discussion show where we have a heavy and light topic. And now Saturday morning, Kyber Cave all the time. Thomas, love you. Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific is our new Saturday morning Nerd Out show where we give you reviews. We talk about headlines and give you information about nerdy stuff we want you to know about.
Yes.
So that is all of our shows for the week, guys. And then anything else you want to put in there, Van?
And then this show on Sundays.
The show on Sundays. Yeah, but they're here. They know about the show on Sundays.
They're here.
This is a family-friendly show, Van.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant like Beaver Dam.
Darn it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us this week. We look forward to seeing you more this week. Don't forget to check out all of our other shows on the channel. And here's our talk of the town. Have a good night, guys.
Woohoo! Adios.